This is part two of my presentation. Remember, I made part one. This is part two of my presentation. We were abducted, or rather arrested, whatever term they might want to call it, whilst we were in my office. I was seated in my office, and I suddenly just saw a lot of these people in civilian clothes holding AK-47, rifles. They got into my office and they said, yes, now we got him. I was seated, on my table, and in front of me there were four guys, and all these four guys were coming from MDC. Kagodora, he is still with MDC today. There was Gilbert Kauzani. The other one was called Chimedza. He's late now. Chimedza is late. Also, Gilbert Kauzani is late now. So I don't know of these two, but Kagodora is there. I don't know of this other one from Yazure. So they came, and then they said, no, we got him. So they quickly got hold of me, pulled me from my table. They removed me, all my clothes. They blindfolded me, tied my hands at the back and also my legs. First of all, they just tied my hands and not my legs. Then they started pushing me until we went downstairs and then to their car. They put leg irons on me and pushed me into their car like that. After pushing me into their car, they pushed me under the seat. They had taken my car keys of my Mercedes-Benz. I was driving an S320. It was black in color and bulletproof throughout. So they took my car keys. They went to my Mercedes-Benz. They failed to start it. They failed to move it at all. Until they removed the blindfoldings and asked me, how do we start your Mercedes-Benz? Then, because they were torturing me, I had no choice. I had to tell them, okay, you do this. So they started it, and it agreed, and then they drove it away. Up to date, I've never seen that car again. That car was at Harare Central Police Station for 7 years, from 2007 until 2014. I don't know where they took it to. I made several applications to the court. They refused with that car. That was not the only car that they took. Anyway, I'm going to talk about that. So they then took me. They started moving in zigzag. And then they took me to a certain place where they put me underground. I was put underground. Because how do I know that I was put underground when I was having blindfoldings? I could see the way they were, because they were holding me from the back, and they would push, they would turn me like this and moving, turning to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right, as I was going on steps, going down. And then they put me down, and I was made to lie down. Remember, this happened on 29 May 2007. It was so cold. So they put me on the floor. And then later on, I could hear some sounds of other people. Everybody from my office, because I was running a company called Gesterwald Investments. So everyone from my company was arrested on that day. And they were all brought to this place where we were put underground. And at that place, we could hear aeroplanes, flying. We could hear aeroplanes, sound of aeroplanes either landing or flying like that. So we knew that, no, we must be close to the airport. But each time, every now and again, I would be taken to a place where I would be interviewed, where they would start asking me questions. And sometimes they would put ropes in my shoulders, and it was like there was a pulley upwards, because that thing would I would see myself being raised like this. I would go up like this, and then they say, if you want to die, you are going to die today. Look, you must tell us why. What are you doing? You want to remove government by force. You want to use a coup to remove government. You are working with Morgan Tsvangirai. We know you are working with Morgan Tsvangirai. And then I said, no, we are not working with Morgan Tsvangirai. We are forming a new political party. This has nothing to do with MDC. I defended MDC. I refused completely and said, we are not working with MDC. If you want to kill me, you better kill me. But this has nothing to do with the People's Project. MDC is the People's Project. It has nothing to do with us. We were tortured from 29 May until the 2nd of June 2007. We were then taken from this place to Harare Central Police Station. Imagine, from 29 May to 2 June, we had never had the blindfoldings removed from us. My face was covered with tapes around the eyes, just leaving the nose and the mouth. And also a hood, sometimes they would put a hood on me and they would pour water like this and you would drown. So we were then taken to Harare Central Police Station on the 2nd. And right at the gate of Harare Central Police Station, on the CID side there, they removed the blindfoldings and started to see. And then we were taken into the CID. The CID, this case was put under Superintendent Mundondwa, Simon Mundondwa. He was a detective superintendent. So he was made to be the investigating officer. And then we were taken to Harare Rotondo Court. Then, whilst we were in court, when they were reading the charges, that's when they said, you wanted, the charge here is like you are on treason charges. You wanted to remove, to carry out a coup where you would remove Robert Mugabe and replace him with Emerson Mnangagwa. It was a surprise. We did not know where that was coming from. But we were not asked to plead, whether yes or no, nothing. They just said, no, you are not going to plead now. You are remanded in custody. If you want bail, you can go to the High Court. So we were then sent to Harare remand. At Harare remand, we found the MDC guys who had been arrested on other charges were there. There were about 72 of them. So there was a lot of noise when these guys received us. They said, oh, because we knew each other. So because of that, when they received us, there was a lot of joy. More like, well, we were in trouble, but there was some kind of joy. They removed 6 of us and we were sent to Chikurubi Maximum Prison. They left 1 of us at Harare remand. So that's how we went to prison. I want people to understand who Albert Matapo is. People must know. So I'm going to record the episode number 3. Thank you very much.